2 Thessalonians 2, verses 13 through 16. Stand firm. But we ought always to give thanks to God for you, brothers beloved by the Lord, because God chose you as the firstfruits to be saved through sanctification by the Spirit and belief in the truth. To this he called you through our gospel, so that you may obtain the glory of our Lord Jesus Christ. So then, brothers, stand firm and hold to the traditions that you were taught by us, either by spoken word or by our letter. Now, may our Lord Jesus Christ himself and God our Father, who loved us and gave us eternal comfort and good hope through grace, comfort your hearts and establish them in every good work and word. Now, this section, especially at first glance, is pretty obvious and clear, just as an encouragement to the Thessalonians. He's saying that he's giving thanks to God for them and giving them a benediction, asking that God should comfort their hearts and establish them in every good work and word. He's also giving them a brief command to stand firm and hold to the traditions that were taught by them. So these things are pretty standard in any letter that we even might send to our friends and family. But here, let's take a look more closely at things that we might overlook at first glance if we're not looking closely. So first, let's look at the phrase, we ought to give thanks to God for you. Now, very often people will talk about, I'm thankful for this or I'm thankful for that. But are they stopping to think about to whom are they giving thanks? So specifically, we need to recognize that we're giving thanks to God for you. So this means that you came from God, that God is actually engaged in the life, whether or not you see it. So even in our daily lives, if there is someone in your life who you appreciate and you're thankful for, to whom are you giving thanks? That implies that God is actually involved in your life, bringing someone else into your life providentially, that you can give thanks to God. Now let's take a look at another phrase. Brothers, beloved by the Lord, because God chose you as first fruits. So here we're seeing that God did the choosing. God chose you as the first fruits to be saved. So as we look at this, this is saying not that they chose God, but God is the one choosing them. And as an indication of God's choosing, it says, brothers, beloved by the Lord. So the Lord himself has loved the Thessalonians and chosen them to be saved. Next, we see the means by which God chose them through sanctification. So God himself is actually making them holy, sanctifying them by the Spirit, and belief in the truth. So here, God is doing the choosing, and he's working in them even to the point of belief. So belief is coming from God to the Thessalonians. God is doing the choosing. He is working out the sanctification and imparting the belief. Now, in the first century, people behaved and acted like we do today, in the sense if we looked at the Thessalonians, at the situation, we would have thought that they're doing the choosing, that they are the ones that are responding, that they are the ones that are acting, and it would look kind of like, except for the miracles that Jesus did, it would look kind of like God didn't exist. But this is contrary. The statements here and the implications by Paul are very different. They're implying that in everything that's happening, God is working. And it says here, to this he called you through our gospel. So the gospel is the means by which he is doing some working. So God is actually, whenever you hear a gospel, when someone hears the gospel, they are being called. But more specifically, he called you, and specifically the Thessalonians, to be saved. So for some people, God is actually calling them in an effective way so that they may obtain the glory of our Lord Jesus Christ. And one final thing to remember again, this calling here is not just a general calling and hoping somebody's going to respond. Remember, here he's saying that God chose you. So God is the one that's actually working in to create the salvation. So as God is working, we should stand firm and hold to the traditions that the Bible teaches us. And then finally off, in 16, as we take a look at this, 16 and 17, it's saying that God our Father loved us and gave us eternal comfort and good hope through grace, his riches, his blessings that we didn't deserve. May he comfort your hearts and establish them in every good work and word. So here again we're showing that God is the one who is at work, whether you see him or not. The things that are happening in your life, God is the one that's doing those to bring blessing to you.